February 23rd, 2014, Board of Health meeting. And we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. If everybody would stand up for me, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone, for attending our first meeting of 2015. It was tough to get here, last month being a weather delay and this month with a change of date, so thank you, everyone, for coming. We're missing a couple of members, and if they come in, we will continue going. But we have two members to introduce to the public tonight, two new members, Joan Capuzzi and Catherine Durr, both new members of the board. Thank you for attending today, and welcome. I'll just ask, if we don't mind, start with to my left here. Joan, would you just introduce yourself to the township and let us know why you're here on the Board of Health with us? Thank you.
I'm Joan Capuzzi. I'm a small animal veterinarian. I practice. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. Okay. Joan Capuzzi. I'm a small animal veterinarian in the area. I've been practicing for 16 years, and I am also a medical writer in the veterinary field for some mainstream publications. And I'm looking forward to serving because I think that there's, certainly a role for veterinarians with all the animal exposures that we have, and also just contributing to the community.
Thank you. And then we'll go to my right here, Kathy Durr, please.
Hi, I'm Kathy Durr, and I'm a clinical laboratory scientist. I have spent over 30 years in the laboratory world, most recently at Abington Health, but have left there in January for a new position with Siemens Healthcare and their Healthcare Solutions Group. And I've been a township member now for over 8 years, and I'm looking to bring the laboratory side to the health world to this committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So two great new additions to our board, which will help us to serve the community in a greater capacity. The one major order of business in the first meeting of the new year is the election of Board of Health officers for 2015. I am the interim chairman until the board elects a chairman and a vice chairman of the board. So we'll start the meeting off with a beginning for nominations for the chairman of the Board of Health. Any nominations?
I'd like to nominate Dr. Foreman for the chairman position.
Thank you. I will accept the nomination. Is there any other nominations for chairman of the Board of Health?
Well, I second that motion.
Seconded, thank you. Okay. Seeing no other nominations? None? Okay. Well, if we can just say as a yes or no, or aye or yes or how do we do it? Yes, aye or no? Aye. All those in favor say aye. See, I have to learn this stuff.
Aye.
Thank you very much. And we just also need a vice chairman for the Board of Health for 2015, and I will open elections for the vice chairman for the Board of Health.
I'd like to nominate Amy Leader, Dr. Leader, for the vice chairman.
And is there a second?
I'd like to second that.
Okay. Thank you, Linda. Any other nominations for the vice chair? Seeing none, we will also the ayes or the noes. Everybody who's in favor, please, of Amy as the vice chairman of the Board of Health. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any noes? Great. Well, that was easy enough. So we'll be moving through this meeting nicely for the Board of Commissioners meeting this evening. So congratulations, Amy. I'm sure we'll work together well this year, as we always do. Thank you. All right. Thank you, everybody, for your trust. Okay. So last time we had minutes for a meeting was back in December. I have reviewed the minutes. I'm not sure if other members of the board have, but we will make a motion to approve the December minutes. Is there a motion to approve? Okay. Is there a second?
I second them.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So the minutes have been approved. And while we're on the minutes, I'm just going to mention a couple of quick things, if we don't mind, about the minutes in general. If it's possible for our students who have been doing such a great job putting the minutes together, if you folks could just email me the minutes from here on out, and I'll review them, and then I can pass them on to Larry. That'll be easier. So there's not as many steps involved this year, if that would be okay. And the second thing is, Larry, I have a question for you. The minutes have not been printed online. Is this, I know it was a change we had made, I think, in 2010 or something like this. Can you comment on that?
Yeah, we never have put the minutes online in the past. It's not a practice we've done. I'm not opposed to doing it. I just need to make sure that's something we can do.
I think from my point of view, I think I've emailed you a few times and asked you, could you forward me the minutes, and I've lost them.
Yeah.
If it's possible, after we approve them, to put them online as a little PDF document or a Word document for the public to look at, I think it would be a nice idea.
And you could label them draft.
Yeah, we could do that.
Just for us to review.
But I think that people do sometimes want to see what we talked about without having to watch the entire meeting online. If it's possible, Larry, thank you very much.
I'll check into it. If it's possible, we'll do it.
Thank you. Awesome. So that's easy enough. Step one. Okay. So we can move into the one quick note. One of our students today, Ridvik, I believe it's your birthday, and a happy birthday to you, sir. And again, thank you guys for both for helping us this year, and we'll talk some more about your projects in a few minutes. And I'll move on to Larry Taltone for his health officer's report, please.
Good afternoon, and Happy New Year. It's the first meeting for 2015. In your packet, you'll see two reports. One is for the end of the year, a report where I tallied up the inspections and the totals for the year. Also, one for the month of January. If there's no questions on that, I'll move forward with the rest of my report. Just as for record keeping, there is another meeting tonight in this room, the Board of Commissioners. You also find in your packet Manager's Challenge for Healthy Employees and Residents. If you remember, at our last meeting, Megan Sullivan from our Recreation and Community Programming Department came to the board meeting and spoke about this. The Manager's Challenge began on Valentine's Day and ends May the 9th, 2015. The ideal is to get Radnor employees, in particular, and the residents healthy. So there are certain activities that we've come up with and some goals. And you actually pick your own goal. One of them could be quit smoking, weight loss, increase healthy activities through outdoor exercise or something to that nature. But again, you pick your own goals. Just as a reminder, on March the 18th, in this room, we're going to have our Radnor Township Health and Safety Fair. We brought that up about a couple of months back when we met. I'm still hoping that the Board of Health will set up a table and highlight those things that we think are important. So far, we have probably around 22 vendors that will be coming out that day. So it should be a really good day in promoting healthy activities. Also in your packet, you'll find from Public Citizens for Children and Youth free dental care the week of March the 30th, 2015. This is free dental care for children and teens. The dentists that are participating are in Upper Darby and West Philadelphia areas. People interested in this service can call 215-563-5848, extension 2, and schedule an appointment for this free service. Again, it's free dental care for children and teens. Also in your packet is classes that Delaware County Community College has for first aid and CPR. There's a number for that you can call. It's 610-723-6388. And again, as with last year, I included in your packet the National Wellness Institute's 2015 Health and Wellness Observances Calendar. And Mr. Chairman and Board, so ends my report.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chaltone. I appreciate that. We will move on to old business. One was sort of an announcement from old business that there has been a call for submissions for abstracts for Public Health Day Symposium on April 6th at the College of Physicians in Philadelphia, and we had mentioned that at the last meeting. I believe there was something with an email that had changed, correct?
Yes, I sent all of you an email that the sheet that we received to submit an abstract was not the correct email. So, and I did not have the correct one, but when we submitted, Dr. Laura Offit submitted one, and we were working on it, and when she went through to find out where it was in the process, that's how we found out. So she found out.
I will get that email to our students so they can put that in the minutes so the public will know about what the new email is if there's anybody who wants to make a submission. Okay, and then the second topic that we were talking about last meeting was project ideas for the student interns this year for your student project. In the past, there have been some interesting student projects that have come out from the Board of Health, including a presentation that was made about calories burned and from sodas and juices and things like this and walking distances in Radnor Township that was very interesting. And last year, the students helped promote and put together help with Dr. Offit's website, getting some promotion and being the great resource that it is for teens. So did you guys have any thoughts on some projects, guys?
I'm interested in doing something chemical related, especially the storage, usage, and general safety around them. And so I was thinking I could have two parts towards this project, the first being informational, where I spread information either through a presentation to the board or through some various news outlet about the safety. And then the second part would be where I promote this program that the Delaware County does. It's called the Household Hazardous Waste Program. And they have 4 chemical drop-off times a year, 2 of which are during my internship with the board. They are April 25th and June 13th. The April 25th one is in Darby, PA, and the June 13th one is in, I think it's at Marple Newtown High School. And so if I could raise awareness and get people to take their chemicals there, that'd be great. Thank you.
Jess and I have been corresponding through email about Gift of Life, correct? And the possibility of the family house.
Yeah, that's a group that I got involved with last year through another project for FBLA, and I'd like to focus on that for my project. So we're raising awareness somehow, or serving as a volunteer there is something I'm interested in. So
I'm wondering how we can bring that forth to the community if we do some kind of service there. And do you have any ideas?
Well, in an email, I think one of the members were talking about putting together some information in time for the fair, and I thought that was interesting.
Right, okay. The March 18th
Yeah.
fair here. Okay, that's a great idea. All right, we can talk offline a little more.
Okay, great.
And, yeah, well, and also in terms of Ritpik's project, we had been emailing a little bit, and I was wondering about if you were able to write an article for the Radnor Township newsletter, the newspaper that comes out. I know that way he'd have a fair amount of space to explain it all and then highlight those 2 dates. But I don't know who we would be in touch with to actually get an article in that newsletter that comes out. I know the winter one came out, the spring one hasn't come out, so maybe we could hit the spring one. Mr. Taldon, do you know who we would be in touch with for that township newsletter?
Mr. Jim Doling.
Can you tell us after this meeting about how we could potentially get him to do an article in the newsletter? Absolutely. That might be a good way to start to raise your awareness.
So I really like some ideas. These ideas, they seem terrific, really some helpful things for the community. So I think we're on the right track to get you guys started on your projects. Thank you very much. All right. We will I'm going to change it around a little bit on the agenda today. I think if we don't mind, we're going to ask for public participation first and then move on to new business and announcements, because there's a number of those, and we may have some time restraints, and we can kind of breeze through some of those. So is there some public participation today?
There is actually.
Okay. Can you come to the microphone, please, sir?
How do I do this? Okay.
Thank you. And just introduce yourself and address the board.
All right. So my name is Mark Pomeroy, and I'm a resident of Radnor Township. I live on Windsor Avenue in Wayne. And I transferred here from Cincinnati about a year ago, and I brought my family here. And the reason I've chose Radnor Township in Wayne is for a number of reasons. One, it's just a beautiful town with incredible vibrancy and a healthy atmosphere. You see people walking all the time. They're out and about. There's a lot of shops. There's a lot of really nice restaurants. And you can live very close to all these things. You can walk everywhere. And I think this really adds to the quality of life. And so that's really why I chose to live here. I also found that a lot of people here have pets. And our new veterinarian on the board might appreciate this. You see a lot of people with dogs out, walking around, things like that. One of the things that I particularly enjoy on nice warm days is to go to the North Wayne Avenue and enjoy a nice meal outside. And what would make that really nice would be to have my beloved dogs with me. Some of the restaurants will allow you to do that, and some won't. So I've dug into this a little bit, and I understand there are some state regulations that actually prohibit this. So what I would like to pursue is a path to get some sort of waiver around those, assuming that there's no real health issues or anything like that. Keep in mind that these restaurants have their tables right on the sidewalk where people just walking through have their dogs anyway, and they stop and talk. And so the dogs are present anyway. And to have the okay or the regulation to allow your dogs to accompany you for a nice warm evening's meal would be just a wonderful way to increase health and happiness in this community, I believe. A lot of people do it. So some restaurants are kind of looking the other way. Some are trying to abide by what they believe are the rules. I think we should make it clear, and hopefully clear that it's okay. You can see it in San Diego. You can see it in a lot of towns around the country. Why can't we be one of those progressive towns that really gets it? And maybe there could be some guidance around it. So maybe your dog, you have to show that your dog is licensed. So there's a standard there. Maybe within a certain distance from the sidewalk, so that the idea that somebody walking through with the dog, it's really no different. I don't know, but just tee it up as a goal, and willing to work with you all to try to find a path. Is this how you do this kind of thing?
That is exactly right. Thank you very much. So then, very well done. So typically, the Board of Health, when we get some input from the public,
Yep.
we discuss things amongst ourselves. We'll discuss things at meetings, publicly. Some of us may take an interest in research this certain thing and then give our input and suggestions to the Board of Commissioners to make either a new bylaw or a new rule on the book.
Right.
As far as I know, you are correct. The state food regulation policies do not allow that. So we need to obviously either research this or look into things further, like you're saying, to find some way to make an exception or something like this. And if someone on the board has an interest in taking a lead in that, or you have interest in taking the lead in that and giving us more information, like I said, we review these things and then give our suggestions to the Board of Commissioners to make a township ordinance or township rule.
Sounds good. I'm all and willing to participate in that. I just don't know how to navigate through the system to even know where to find the regulations or laws and how you would pursue a waiver. I have no idea. But I can certainly help.
And we can work on that too. Okay.
All
So
right.
that'll be something that we will take on and look into some more. And in the next meeting, we'll it will be in the old business that we
All right.
will hopefully have some more information for you that we can research and look up and find out for you.
Very good.
Okay.
Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you for participation. And
Can
I
you
will-
just, make sure we have your contact info so we can.
I
one
do.
of us
So
can-
should I leave that with Larry, by chance? Okay. I traded emails with him already, so we got that started.
Thanks very much. And then we'll move on to new business and announcements kind of together. I think we'll start in new business as, again, just another, as a service to the community, to just reintroduce the members of the board who we haven't already heard from, kind of talk about our specialty or what we do as an occupation and why we're on the board, because we want to sort of bring in thoughts about what our plans are for the year for the board, what we're going to do, whether it's a presentation that we're going to give to the community to help with better health or better, something that we can help with the community with, or is it going to be something that we're involved with to, like a Radnor, the Radnor television show to talk about something or some subject that we're experts in. So we'll just go around. I'll start with me. I'm Andrew Foreman. I'm a pediatrician, and my specialties that I like to talk about a lot or research a lot about is vaccination and overall children's health. And then we can just kind of move to Mary Ann down here. And
I'm Mary Ann McCarthy. I'm a retired health educator. My interest and passion is teen health. And I've been privileged to work with Dr. Laura Offit on her Real Talk with Dr. Offit. So that is the way I lean. Thank you.
I'm Amy Leader. I am a researcher at Thomas Jefferson University Hospital in the Cancer Center, and I teach in the School of Population Health there. I have a public health background, and most of my research is in cancer prevention and control. So I have interest in things like HPV vaccination, hepatitis C prevention for liver cancer, and some of the new screening guidelines as well.
Yeah, I'm David Humphrey. I'm an anesthesiologist, retired, and I now do consulting. This is the final year, I think, on my second term on the board, and I look forward to continuing to serve the community in this capacity.
Hello, my name's Linda Shaney. I'm currently a clinical nurse educator at Broomer Hospital's emergency department. My areas of expertise are adult critical care and emergency medicine. I've been a nurse for almost 30 years, and I enjoy education, and I've done a couple presentations here over the past year, flu, Ebola, and was able to coordinate a cardiologist, a PA, and myself to talk about women and heart disease, which we had videotaped for Radnor Network, and I have an interest in preventative care and educating the public on disease-specific and safety initiatives.
thank you guys so much for introducing yourself and all that kind of mumbling I was doing there. I was trying to say that Radnor TV is available. There's a YouTube station that we have had some shows on called Radnor Health Matters, where we have interviewed members of the board in some of their fields of specialties and discussed things. For example, Linda did the women's heart health, and Amy Wishner did a nice presentation about breastfeeding benefits. Dr. Donato and myself did a presentation about Lyme disease. There have been, in humans and in pets, there have been many different great educational programs that we've presented during our meetings as well to inform the community about different things from concussions to flu to laundry detergent packets. So really great stuff. So hopefully we'll continue on that line of education for the community and help everybody out. Some more new business that I'll go into and / announcements, and then I'll ask if there's anything else that people have. Dr. Paul Offit, who is not related to Dr. Laura Offit, is going to be speaking. He's an infectious disease specialist and a vaccinologist from CHOP, and he'll be speaking on March 12th at the College of Physicians, which was where the Mutter Museum is, about some interesting topics about the history of vaccines, and that's at 6:30 p.m. on the 12th of March. There is let me see here, where was that? There is a FEMA thing. Looking through my notes here, excuse me. I'll go to other business. Okay, I found that one. There have been some questions recently about the measles outbreak in California, and I wanted to go through quickly just to inform everybody about what's going on with that, there have been over 130 cases of measles that have been diagnosed in the United States in the past few months, most of them on the West Coast. There was a scare that there was a case in Pennsylvania, but the labs have come back that that was a negative. So it is not, there have not been confirmed cases in Pennsylvania from this outbreak as of yet. There have been cases in Chicago, as well as in California and some other states in the Midwest. At this time, the only recommendations from the Centers of Disease Control is for children a year of age and over to have their MMR vaccine and then a booster at 4 years of age. And if someone is unvaccinated, they should receive a dose of the MMR vaccine. Okay. The flu is also decreasing in the community, although it's still in the community. And we should all be aware that flu is still a possibility when you're having a high fever and a quick onset of coughing or other symptoms. And we should be very aware to ask to be seen by a medical practitioner if you're feeling the flu-like symptoms as it is still in the community. And one more announcement is that there is this medicine drop-off box here at the Radnor Township building. If old medicines, expired medicines, pills, liquids, creams, they can all be put into that box rather than putting them in your garbage disposal, your trash cans, or your sinks where they contaminate our water, our streams, and are generally bad for the health of the community. So there is a medicine drop box here at the Radnor Township building that's, whenever the township building is open, that box is available. I dropped some medicines there myself today. And then we heard from Larry that the Radnor Township Health Fair is on 3/18/2015, right here, correct? This property. Okay. Other new business, anybody, or announcements?
Well, I was thinking as we're in our reorganization meeting for the year, I thought we might all have an idea, as we did last year, as to where we'd want to go so that the year doesn't get away from us. Something I'm very interested in is keeping track of the commitment that the president of Bryn Mawr Hospital, Ms. Gilbert, made to better heart health care, and possibly invite her back to see where things are going, where they are, because most of our citizens, in fact, do use Bryn Mawr Hospital, and I think it's our responsibility to keep them informed if we have that ability. I also want to see if one of the members has been attending or will be attending the Alliance for Safe School meetings. They're normally on Thursday, well, they were on Thursday mornings, they're 2 a year, and they're at Radnor High School. And I went my whole first year, but was unable to go and asked Chairman Wishner to find someone else, and I'm not sure anyone, in fact, picked that up. So I think it would be, as we reorganize, it would be good to see if someone could, in fact, attend that.
And you said this is a Thursday morning?
Well, it's only twice a year, so I'm not sure, but there is a link to it to find out when there should be a spring meeting, if someone can go.
Yeah.
Mr. Kane, do you know when that is, the next Alliance for Safe Kids?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Okay, what it is a wonderful collaboration with the police, the school district, the township, the Board of Health is invited, parents are there. So it really are all of the stakeholders in this town for healthy children. And Andy Block, who I would be happy to contact to find out and let you know, Andrew, if when the next one is, and if anyone's able to go, it would be great if you would tell Dr. Foreman.
Yeah, or I may be able to attend. I am off on Thursday, so I can maybe attend that meeting. If it's still on Thursday morning, that might be somewhat
Okay.
convenient.
I'll check that out.
Take a look for me. Thanks. Okay, thank you, Ms. McCarthy. Anybody else with any other announcements or new business that they want to discuss? I have a couple other little things to speak of. Anybody else?
breakout. So I understand in some parts of the United States, it seems to be a growing trend of families not vaccinating their children. And that kind of works if you're the only one, but if a lot of people do it, it doesn't work. So do we have that issue in this part of the country or in our township, or?
I can comment on some of that for you. I don't know the exact statistics in this township. I can tell you that this, the suburban Philadelphia area's vaccination rate is actually very, very good. The state of Pennsylvania has its issues. I think we're in the bottom 4 of nationally of compliance with the vaccine schedule.
Right.
But this very area is actually very, very good in the suburbs of Philadelphia. You're exactly right. There is something called herd immunity, which really only occurs when you get past a certain level of vaccination in the
Yes.
community. And it's somewhere around the 86 to 88% that once you fall below that number, that there are sporadic cases, considering the measles vaccine is about 99% effective after the second dose. 1 out of 100 children who have had that vaccine could still get the measles when exposed to the measles.
Right.
Being one of the most contagious respiratory viruses in the world, obviously that's a big risk for anybody if there is measles in the community. People who are unvaccinated are almost 100% guaranteed to get measles. So you're exactly right. The burden is on society and the families to take their responsibility to go both get the vaccine for their own children, but also to get the vaccine for the community's health. And I think the real people who are at risk here are truly the sickest people, the people who cannot get vaccines, children who are on chemotherapy, children who have immune system problems, people who have severe allergic reactions to vaccines and can't get them. So it is the responsibility of the community to keep their children vaccinated and
everyone
follow
else,
their
right?
schedule.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm a very big believer and vaccinating my own children. So I think it's an important thing to continue to remind the public that although we haven't seen these diseases in many years, they're still out there and they're still very deadly and dangerous.
And Radnor Township, in your mind, is in good shape for vaccinations and.
I hope so.
Yep, all right. One more great reason to live here.
Thank you. Okay. Do you know something else, David? No. One other piece of new business that I was thinking about over the weekend for the Board of Health to address or think about for the year might be trying to put together a mission statement for our Radnor Township's Board of Health. I've been searching other boards of health websites across the region, and some of them have kind of a mission statement they follow or they state as their mission. I think that we have done a great job in the past couple of years addressing some community issues and concerns from cats and different chemicals and products that have been used in our community. And I think we've done a great job educating people as well with presentations, with the Radnor Television Network, YouTube videos, and from lots of other ways our board has been real helpful in the community. But just to try to put together a formal kind of mission statement might be a good idea. I'm going to start working on a few ideas that I have, and just to make it look a bit more formal and also to kind of reinvent ourselves a little bit, each year. So if you guys have any input on that, please email me or bring it up at the next meeting and we'll
So
discuss
there
it.
hasn't been one, or,
I don't see one on the website.
okay, just trying to clarify.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting, and I don't know, speaking off the cuff here, I did talk to the previous president of the commissioners, and they were going to set a direction for each subcommittee, which we are. And give us more direction as to, so that has, in my knowledge, has not come to us. So I don't know if they're, in fact, we probably should communicate at some point to find out if they've forgotten us or they actually have something ready to go or a mission. But I think it's great that we do, in fact, have a direction.
I mean, much like some other things that we do for the Board of Commissioners as a subcommittee, maybe we can make some suggestions to them on things that we'd like to do and have it be our mission statement that they'll approve. That'd be great. I think that's a nice way for us to sort of focus our direction as the Board of Health. I think it's a great idea.
I'd like to ask Mr. Salzone, do you know in the past if we've had anything that resembles a mission statement?
No, I don't.
Okay. I think it's probably worth looking into what historically we may have. I can take that upon myself.
Thank you. Found a couple of more quick announcements here. There is a sustainable landscaping workshop that's being held at the Penn State Brandywine campus on March the 8th. It's a Sunday at 2 p.m. And it looks like it is free to attend. So it sounds like something that will benefit as well the health of the community by using more sustainable landscaping for your property rather than some of the other things that we do. I think that was the last order of announcements I had and the last order of new business, if there's not anything else that anybody has.
I don't have new business, but I have an old question. What happened to the chicken work that we did about a year ago? How do we keep tabs on things that go to the commissioners? Besides of flowing the coop, how do we keep tabs on things we send to the commissioners? Is that the most naive question I could possibly ask?
That is a question I don't have the answer for either. I think that
We
have-
usually have a member of the commissioners here. That might be something we might mention to them again.
And it's something that hopefully Dr. Capuzzi will help us take on as the year goes on, and it may come up again. I think it was sort of, yeah.
The impression is that it sort of got close and then Dawson took off after that and it kind of got put low on the priority.
Well, maybe as we consider drafting, there needs to be more communication from the commissioners to us as well as from us to the commissioners for us to serve the public and, in fact, recognize what they've actually done and what, are they asking us further questions or just, so I think that would be really important. Maybe invite them to, one of the commissioners to speak to us. Let them come tell us what do they think our role is or meet with them. But as we think in the months ahead, because it's already almost the end of February, and if we do have to, if the board is interested, as I am in inviting Ms. Gilbert back again for the Bryn Mawr Hospital change, we need to give her time. So maybe that would be an April type of thing if someone, whoever is the chair, would invite her just to give us an update, which at least we're following up on ourselves. And maybe in March, invite Dr. Offit to come and give us an update on the data that she has found with her teen health website and all the changes. That would be, at least we would be addressing a couple different issues for the next few months. Thank you.
And if anybody over the next few weeks before our March 16th, 2015 meeting, which will be the next meeting of the Board of Health here in the Radnor Room at the Radnor Township Building, has any ideas or would like to make a little presentation, 3 to 5 minutes for public health, for any information for the public to hear, please email me and I'll include that on the next Board of Health agenda that we will get out to everybody prior to the meeting.
So I was hoping that we maybe could put together a calendar or something for the year where we had one of us, maybe every month or every other month, present some topic to the community, like you're saying. The other presentations we've given in the years past, do we get feedback on that? Like the people view comments or anything, or ideas that would be something we could present to the community? Larry, are you aware?
Yeah, we put the information out on the email, on the website of how they can contact me with those kinds of comments, of both, not only comments on the things that you guys present, which are very good and I like them a lot, but to give us ideas. And the community has not responded to that.
Is there a way
Unfortunate.
we could solicit feedback? I mean, we're having a health fair. Is there some way we could get ideas or suggestions? This might be a perfect time.
Yeah, I'm open to ideas of how to do it.
Yeah, so in the past, at different Radnor Township events, we have set up a little table where we try to, ask the public if they have any interest in having us do things for them or questions to the Board of Health. So, and I think that's something we should continue to do at these events is the Jazz Festival, the different types of community events to set up or have one of us be there to ask the public for their input. I think it's excellent. And your idea about the calendar, I think, is a great idea. I think we're off and running now finally in 2015, and we can put together that kind of stuff for the March, April, May, and June meetings. That'd be terrific. Please, no more snowstorms.
Mr. Chairman, certainly on March the 18th, if the board wanted to put a table out and be able to get that kind of response or solicit from the residents, what their issues are, that would be a great idea because it's an opportune time. So what I'll do is I'll have a table ready in case someone wants to come.
Larry, I have a question. The audience, is this just for township employees? Is that health fair, or is it for all township residents as well?
It's for both.
For both?
For both.
Okay.
So if someone on the board is available that day to just, I guess, come in and put up a little shingle on the table and listen to the public and hear if there's anything to say, I think it'd be excellent for us to have some input. We have in the past tried to do this, and I don't think we've been too successful. We do have a little something on the website as well that I've seen where people can email questions or other things, but it's not been too successful yet either. But let's try to get the community involved. That'd be great. Another great goal for this board to get the community involved in keeping everybody healthy and helping us do our job better for them. If there's nothing else, I think we will call the meeting to adjourn for the evening and see everybody on March 16th. Please feel free to communicate with me via email, everyone with any ideas, issues, or concerns. I'll try to be as open as possible and as easy to access as possible. Thanks. Meeting is adjourned.